Absolutely. So my name is Timotheus Gordon. I am a research associate at the University of Illinois at Chicago. And what I do there is either do research or create programs or presentations on inclusion of people with disabilities in sports, higher education, businesses, and entrepreneurship. And I also focus a lot on race and disability. Speaking of which, I am also, of course, the writer and creator of the Black Autist, AUTIST. And for that blog, I use my personal experiences as well as current news and experiences from others to illustrate being autistic and being disabled in general in what I call the African diaspora. So I'm not just talking about African Americans in the United States, but also people of African descent everywhere, including, of course, the motherland of Africa. If you're white and you have traits or characteristics of autism, you're autistic. However, if you a person of color, especially Black, then you're seen as a threat, or you may be labeled with another condition that's not autistic. In my opinion, it could be simply because autism is meant to be for white people in general, historically white male presenting folks. However, as more research came about over the years, autism can happen to anybody. Black, white, Asian descent, indigenous folks, cis male, cis gender folks, trans, anybody. But I think one of the misconceptions that needs to be addressed is recognizing that autism is the part of the human experience. It is not limited to just one group. And that also means changing the diagnosis and the practices to not only address autism itself, but also how autism is linked to a person's culture. So I guess it has to be, the scope has to be much broader. Well, for some of us, as you know, we have our moments of sensory overload where it hurts to hear things, it hurts to touch, it hurts to feel things, depending on the sensation. And that could cause us to have moments where we melt down or we need to get out of the situation. Some people suggested to autistic people in the past, just take it. We're not going to change things around for you. Just take it. It's nothing. But for instance, I hate when I hear popping noises. So pop the balloon. If I hear a gunshot from close range or even a firecracker, it scares the hell out of me. But for the longest, especially if you in a culture that promotes community and large gatherings, you had a lot of birthday parties. It's hard to say, well, can you get rid of the balloons for one person? You can't, right? But however, I think I'm glad that I'm seeing more family members or community folks in general understanding ways where it can be a happy medium for everybody. So encouraging the use of headphones or earplugs to litigate the loud noises, or the need to go to another much braver and quieter space if you need a sensory break, or suggest places or practices where it's not as noisy or chaotic in my case. For those who listened to the interview, masking is basically how to hide your artistic traits and appear as neurotypical as possible. In the Black community, we also call it code switching, where I would speak in a more formal way at work, but then when I'm in my home community, I will probably speak in African American English or Ebonics, whatever you want to call it, Black English, where it's more specific to my culture. So masking in just a particular autistic sense, for lack of better words, could look like don't stim, don't move around and rock back and forth or spin, or when you're excited, you gotta calm down. As a Black man on the spectrum, I had to mask to make money. I had to mask to fit in with the culture and the community. I had to mask in order for me not to be killed by the police. Otherwise, my stimming and autistic traits may be mistaken for being a criminal. I also had to mask, especially as a kid and teenager, to be safe from potential gang violence and bullying. Otherwise, if I be my autistic self, then I could potentially get jumped or killed, or be mistaken for a gang member because of certain emotions. When I'm happy, especially when I'm passionate about my interests, or if I do something very well, or if I was excited about, let's say I was excited about the birth of my first child, my son. Of course, I'll go yell, scream, and talk about it to everybody. It's exciting. Of course. Of course, I'm going to stem. Of course, I'm going to dive right into things. Especially as an autistic person, I like to dive right into things instead of exciting. But I've been told a lot when I'm excited as a child, especially a Black child, calm down, calm down, calm down. I think that's one way that my autism has been policed over the years. Another way that my autism is gets policed is even the police in a special interest. Another of my special interests since childhood happens to be also something that's normalized, especially in America. It's sports, especially American football. I could not only talk about the game itself, I could talk about plays, trades, American football culture, history of football. I go on and on with it. It's accessible at the bars with my friends, right? But if I get into our autistic community, because of the perception of what autistic supposed to enjoy, I get shamed. I could get not shamed, but I get a crazy look when I talk about football over trains, mathematics, or the history of Egypt or something like that.